member for Courtenay-Alberni.
Speaker, the NDP has always been there pushing the governments of the day to negotiate fair trade agreements as opposed to free trade agreements that disadvantage Canadian workers and Canadian resources. And when it comes to the Softwood lumber agreement and the renewal of this agreement, both successful Liberal and Conservative governments have failed to get the job done. Now, earlier I spoke of solutions that would help the forestry sector when I read quotes from the Mayor of Kapuskasing. Now, the member from Kenora never spoke to the solutions that Mayor Plort put forward. Instead, he chose, like Conservatives have been doing all night, to focus on attacking the hardworking MP and other NDP MPs, but he chose to attack the MP for Algoma, Manitoulin, Kapuskasing, who we know has always been there for her constituents. So let's think about that, Mr. Speaker. She's been elected to this House 5 times since 2008. And what I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, is that Conservatives were nowhere to be seen when the forestry sector workers were losing their jobs. Not in Smooth Rock Falls, not in Dubreuilville, and most recently not in Espanola. They prefer to score cheap political points instead of dealing with the real problems and finding solutions. So my question to my colleague is she knows that this is happening right now tonight. They're not offering solutions at all. But maybe my colleague can speak about how disappointing it is we're having this take-note debate and an opportunity for us to bring solutions to this House and get some work done and support workers in our communities, like my colleague. Maybe she could speak about the importance of actually using time in this House to do just that.
The Honourable Member for Abitibi-Baie-James, thank you for the question. Let's look at what happened last summer with the forest fires. The government did not act following the forest fires in northern Quebec. And we know that northern Quebec largely burned. And it's important to act quickly in such a circumstance. I don't understand how the government could not act. It seems like the government reacts more quickly when things happen in Western Canada and not when things happen in Quebec. Perhaps if we became a country, if Quebec became a country, we'd be able to solve our own problems.